Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in. We have an amazing show this evening. First and foremost, Paul Bartlett, thank you so very, very much, sir. To my viewers in Australia, thank you, Paul, for just being so supportive, but also for your kind words and your positive vibes. And just thank you so very, very much. Paul Bartlett, thank you. I can't thank you enough, Paul, and to my Australian viewers, to my viewers around the world in Canada, Hong Kong, Mexico, thank you. Thank you very, very much. And to the Australian viewers, thank you very, very much. Harry, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul, thank you. Eric, H526, Luke St. Martin, thank you. How can you have accurate polls? And Trafalgar and Rasmussen will be rock stars yet again. They accurately predicted 2016. They will accurately predict 2020. I accurately predicted 2016. Just read the NPR article below that quoted me and Nate Silver in the same paragraph. I said Clinton couldn't win swing states. She didn't. I can't believe they would go with Botox B. But how do you have, in 2020, I've been saying Trump's going 8 years for the past 4 years. How do you have accurate polls when you don't ask them, when you don't ask people, what do you think of the former vice president's son? Does the Tony Bubala story, and I'm just going to use the name Bubala just because the algorithm already probably has his name as something you can't say. How on earth do you get accurate polls nationwide? And you already have Rasmussen with President Trump up 1 point. How do you have accurate polls if you don't even ask people what they think of the latest scandal and controversy that everyone's talking about? How can you have accurate polls? Paul Bartlett, thank you so very, very, very much again, as always. Faith Kelling, thank you so very much. I hope all is well, Faith. I love the emoji. Faith, thank you. Faith Kelling, thank you so very, very much. How can you have accurate polls if you don't ask them, if you don't ask people, if you don't ask voters what they think of the latest controversy pertaining to the vice president's son? Is it possible? So you have Tucker Carlson with like the number one rated show in history, okay? You have in 2 hours, he's had like 500,000 views. So people are going to YouTube. And people are going to, I mean, you could see Tim Pool, you could see Steven Crowder, you could see Fox News and Tucker Carlson. You know, my channel's fantastic, but my channel doesn't really. In 2016, I was talking about exactly what was going on when it was happening. But now you can't really do that without facing consequences, so to speak. And so I have a relatively, so I talk about it, but in my own way. But they actually really, really talk about it. You know, I'm not getting Tony Bubala like Tucker Carlson. And Tucker Carlson's getting, 5 million viewers? Something like what was it? 5 million viewers in reaches milestone in ratings. 5.36 million viewers in October, more than any MSNBC's top-rated show was 3.7. Ingram Angle 4.07. The 4.1 million. CNN is like way down the list, 2.5 million views, and that's in a month. Okay, Steven Crowder and Tim Pool get that in like a couple of days. They can get that in a couple of days on YouTube. So think about that for a second. And you look at the channels that are talking about this, and I'm talking about it, but not in great detail, but I'm addressing perhaps a philosophical or the bird's eye view perspective. Okay? And Paul Bartlett, Faith Kelling, how can you get an accurate assessment of nationwide polls, which are essentially public relations ploys, because President Trump always was going to go 8 years. He's not losing to a zombie. And I think there's somebody at the Trump campaign watching my channel, because I've said the exhumed body and the cadaver with plastic surgery for the past year and a half. Probably the past year. And now they came out and on mobile, there's two versions of this. There's two versions of the commercial. And it's how to stop a zombie apocalypse or a zombie in the White House. It's from Donald Trump's YouTube channel. Okay, the president's channel. On my phone, it says that it was 5 million viewers. It's on continual loop. There's two videos. There's one on continual loop, okay, where I sent it to somebody who could take it, a wonderful liberal. But don't send it to anybody, because you know my philosophy on that. But on one of those, so this is interesting, 6.4 million views in one day, and 29,000 comments. Now I don't really care so much, because my channel's doing well, and H.A. Goodman's other channel, I have relatively pedestrian numbers, but I have like such an amazing viewership and I'm loyal to you, and I have such a loyal following to me, or viewership to me. But think about this for a second. Donald J. Trump has 1.7 million subscribers, and he's not a YouTuber. He's the president, but see again, it's not like his challenger, the exhumed body, the zombie, has like 100 something, I think less than me in terms of, but you have to understand, in one day, President Trump gets 6.4 million views, and that's just from the mobile, segment. Okay, there was a segment that you can get on, that I got on mobile, and then there's one on the YouTube channel on PC that I got like 1 million views in one day. The point is, the story pertaining to corruption. Everyone, thank you, Mary, thank you, everyone. Pale Aardvark, go on. Everyone is talking about this story. Faith, thank you. Count Boobala, positive vibes to you, sir, and everybody in the chat. Count Boobala, thank you so very, very much. Simon, thank you. California veteran, Trump Nation billboard, not a sign. Billboard coming over San Mateo Bridge today. Nice. California red wave, almost cried. So dang cool. California veteran, thank you so very much. There are a lot of Trump supporters in California, but we have to lay low. Okay, I don't want someone to poison my latte, or to wipe their tuchus with my dinner, or I want to live through. I don't need, if I order a hamburger, I don't want a salmonella burger. Hold the salmonella. I don't want that. I don't need that. So I'm on the down low. I don't need somebody keying my car. I don't need somebody, getting into an argument, because I don't care. You understand? I mean, I care, but I don't care what people think. So, and I know that the left cannot stand a difference of opinion, and everything is cataclysmic, like this apocalyptic, cataclysmic event to them. They don't realize they're going to lose. But my point is, in my long-winded manner, everyone already knows the Tony Boobala story. Everybody already knows that Vice President Biden's son is utterly corrupt. Thank you, Paul Bartlett. Thank you. Paul, thank you so very, very much. Everybody knows the story. You cannot, if there is a giant hippopotamus on the lawn, on my front lawn, if I have a giant hippopotamus on my front lawn, and hey, howdy neighbor, how you doing? How you doing, neighbor? Good, good. What's new? Oh, nothing. Nothing. Everything's just fine. If that person doesn't say, what is that giant hippopotamus doing on your front lawn? It's not because the giant hippopotamus is not on your front lawn. It's because they just don't want to tell you or maybe talk about it. You're not simply by not talking about the elephant in the room or the hippopotamus on your front lawn the Democrats are hilarious. They're like, well, the polls show that this is a solid lead. You're not addressing the biggest, most pressing issues of the election. This is a scandal infinitely larger. Well, let's put it this way. It's actually not as dangerous. Well, it's as equal a threat to national security as the Clinton email scandal with a week left before the election. If Christopher Wray has any integrity at all, he'll go ahead and have a press conference on this, and then they could be like the FBI could have a wonderful tradition. one week before every single election, they could tank the Democrats just because of Democratic Party corruption. You simply cannot go into an election with questions about your character. Trump is not a saint, but his character, he has less character flaws than Botox B. That's for sure. If you look, ladies and gentlemen, this is an article from, I believe, hold on one second. This is from Vanity Fair. This is Vanity Fair. 10 things you need to know about Joe Biden. August 23rd, 2008. From Vanity Fair. He is practically the poorest sitting member of the Senate, with a net worth ranging from something like negative 300,000 to positive 200,000. Okay? This is Vanity Fair. Here's the link right here. Here's the link. There's the link to it. That's a Vanity Fair article. Okay? They love Vanity Fair. It's one of the accepted publications and world-renowned and reputable source. And this is August of 2008. August of 2008. How do you go from August of 2008 with, at best, your net worth is $200,000? And he had a negative net worth because he had mortgages and, how do you go from perhaps negative 300,000 to then 200,000 in the money that you have? And this is Joe Biden in 2008 in Vanity Fair. So it's Todd S. Purdom and Dee Dee Myers present 10 things you may not know about Joe Biden, but that everyone will, maybe by the time you read this. He is practically the poorest sitting member of the Senate, with a net worth ranging from something like negative 300,000 to positive 200,000? How do you go from that to $10 million? And then they say, well, it's speaking engagement and books. No, it's not. Have you ever read a book from Joe Biden? Have you ever heard a speech from Joe Biden at some university or some... does he even speak at investment banks? At least the Clintons have a network of like a graft, a network of just honest graft, where they can go ahead and charge people for their expertise, i.e., their connections. What Biden doesn't. What could he offer anyone? He doesn't know much about foreign policy. He's never had a foreign policy decision to save his life. His foreign policy expertise is basically Hillary Clinton's, which says that he knows nothing about which means that he knows nothing about foreign policy. When you vote alongside Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld, and you preside over the destruction of Libya in a failed NATO intervention, and you've helped write the crime bill, there's not what have you accomplished where you can get paid $10 million for a book that nobody read, books that nobody has read, and speeches that we haven't heard this man on a speaking circuit. So they say that he got $10 million from speaking in books. That's not true. And then he's like, oh, well, you know what? I gave my returns. And well, you had $200,000 in '08. And so now you have $10 million. So 12 years, you made $10 million in 12 years doing what? Books and speaking engagements? I don't think so. And then they contradict themselves with Trump. They're like, Trump is not that rich. Trump is not that rich. Then they say Trump is enriching himself. Well, which one is it? And he's been on the Forbes richest people list forever. Even if he has 200, 300 million, he doesn't need the money. He doesn't need the money. So they're obsessed with trying to cut, here we go. A history of Donald Trump's The Atlantic. He boasts. This is 2011. His boasts and outsider estimates range from 150 million to 7 billion. This is an article from 2011. You won't find one word about Russian. Try to find one word about Russia in this. Not one word. Not one word. You can look at the history of journalism pertaining to Trump and his net worth, and you will not find an article prior to 2015 that talks about Trump and Russia and his money or tax returns. Okay? He has always been wealthy. He has always been wealthy. And Biden has always been relatively not poor, but not the least. He's had the least amount of money. Always. He and Bernie Sanders. Oh, pass the Grey Poupon. Pass the Grey Poupon, Biden. Ah. So, it's all there. You can't go back in time and make things up. Because that's what they do all the time. They always make things up. Journalism today is not about truth. It's about trying to fit in. It's just about trying to just cut Trump down to size. And then you get the social credit score of, oh, look, I did some research and I found this on Trump. It's like, well, the research you're using happens to be confidential sources linked to sources on condition of anonymity, public record knowledge. And then they're like, oh, he paid $750 in taxes. Even if that's true, which it isn't, how is that a scandal? If indeed he's paid $750 in taxes, he's doing it legally. So therefore, fix the tax code, promised to repeal the Trump tax cuts, which they tried not to even bring up. They didn't even want to talk about taxes because they know that they would lose the election even worse than they're going to. They're the biggest hypocrites on the planet because they don't agree with their own alleged value system. Count Boobala, Joe Biden wrote The Art of the Steal. Exactly. Christopher, hearing Dems losing ground with early voting. Of course they are. They're losing ground. And you have to ask yourself, well, how did this man make so much money? He doesn't have a business. He doesn't have there's nothing entertaining about him. He doesn't, they say books and speaking engagements, but have you read a book by Joe Biden? Did he write this YA novel? Was he part of Hunger Games or like Twilight? Did he help write Twilight? Was he one of the characters? Maybe. He should have been one of the characters. I can't believe that they would tank their entire election. Nobody believes this man is actually running his own campaign. Nobody believes this man knows where he is. People don't dislike Trump in the manner that Democrats do. Democrats view Trump as this existential threat. But see, they use the word existential for everything. They say climate change is an existential threat. Then President Obama buys beachfront property, which is fine. God bless him. He should. Former president should do what he wants. Okay, President Obama, yes, I can understand how former presidents make millions. Former vice presidents? No. Gosh, Spiro Agnew and Cheney, Spiro Agnew had that, but, Cheney and Dan Quayle, gosh, I can't wait to read the next Dan Quayle book. Al Gore made a lot of money because of, his family had money to begin with. But then he helped save the planet with the inconvenient truth and all that. But at least, most vice presidents don't make a lot of money. This one went from $200,000 to $10 to $15 million. How did he get the money? Count the money, like Mel Brooks. He got it through everything that Tony Boobala was talking about on Tucker Carlson tonight. He sold access to the vice presidency. He sold access. And whether he was vice president or whether or not he was, look, if you give people around the world, it doesn't even matter if you see, like Democrats are like, you can't prove anything. It's like, well, the emails are accurate. Well, you don't know that, it's unverified. They're not even saying that they're not even saying that it's not accurate. Like Biden tomorrow could put this whole thing to bed, put this whole thing to rest, just like President Trump tried to do. But with the Steele dossier, so Steele dossier was unverified. The day it came out, President Trump said, this is nonsense. It's complete garbage. It's fabricated. There's no truth to this. And nobody believed him. I kept talking about it, and you've had 4 years of a temper tantrum. They have nothing on Trump. They have absolutely nothing on Trump. They fabricate everything. And people who don't like Trump believe anything. But people who don't like people, the same people then disregard actual evidence in the form of emails that are accurate, that are written by his son, written by people emailing his son, talking about pay-to-play schemes. Like, it was wonderful to meet your father. Well, if there was nothing going on, why did the former vice president deny any involvement in his son's work. I thought, which one is it? Are they compromised or not compromised? Old school dad, man. Check out Johnny Carson making plugs jokes in 1980. That's right. I did. I saw that. Old school dad, man. That's right. Count Bubala. You're good, man. Count Bubala. Old school dad, man. I saw that. So they're always contradicting themselves. They're like, well, Trump knew. Well, if Trump knew about the pandemic, so did Bob Woodward, and so did all the wonderful intelligence agencies that you worship. What do you mean? Well, I thought you said the intelligence agencies told Trump about the pandemic. Yeah, and he should have told everybody. So you mean the intelligence agencies held on to information? Because, of course, just like when he said we called the country a disparaging word, there's no evidence of this. It's always, well, the intelligence agencies told Trump, or Trump was said to have said this. Almost everything Trump has said, he didn't say. It's, the subtext, or they just literally fabricate. The Lincoln Project literally fabricated a quote and put Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump's faces on billboards pointing to a quote they literally fabricated. You are now getting into a world where someone can make up a quote, put your face on it, and then say you said that. And they're going to sue the Lincoln Project, which is what the Lincoln Project deserves. You can't do that. That's libelous, or libel and slander. Slander is what? The verbal, and libel is written. It's libelous. You can't. They're actually now fabricating stories. They are literally fabricating stories. They don't have anything on Trump. And what they have on Botox B, they're not even talking about. But like I said in the first couple of minutes, or first 5-10 minutes of this segment, everyone knows the information. So when they say, well, the polls, my goodness, how could we have lost? The polls showed, something must have gone on. No, the polls were completely inaccurate because they did not. It's not a matter of gravitating towards Trafalgar and Rasmussen because they're pro-Trump, or not pro-Trump, but because they're favorable to Trump. Reality exists independent of what any poll says. Media and polls are supposed to reflect reality. Media reflects the sentiments, the sensibilities, of a liberal intelligentsia in our country. The smartest people in the room. The smartest, most educated, the morally superior people in the room. The same people, by the way, who've elected 2 straight Democrats, and I'm still holding on hope to Clinton replacing Biden because that's the only hope they possibly can have. They're going to lose decisively on November 3rd. I'm not even going to wake up on November 3rd worrying about anything. I would with Clinton. But if they go with Biden, they will lose decisively. And it will be the second straight election they elected a Democrat who helped further a crime bill that caused systemic injustices, that voted alongside Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld. The Democratic Party and the Republican Party have tried their best to run the country into the ground for a long time. Then President Trump comes in and he pulls the country up. And we had record low unemployment. The pandemic, nobody in any country could have predicted. And the response to the pandemic will be discussed and addressed and evaluated years from now. As not a response, it won't be that President Trump dropped the ball and handled it poorly. It will be society, American society, or American, media and the American political establishment decided to tank the entire economy under the guise of, do you know how many people throughout this country, you see it, they're having house parties, and everyone needs to social distance and wear masks and all that, but do you think that's happening everywhere? And do you think that because, you had protests with hundreds of thousands of people for months on end, and the only rebuttal is, well, they were wearing masks. Not all of them, and not at all times. And not at all times. You can go look at videos from Andy Ngo or Ian Miles Chong or Tim Pool. You'll see a lot of videos of people not always wearing masks. And yet the media is silent. And there's $1.4 billion to $2 billion in property damage. And there's like a whole lot of... We shut down American society and we shut down the American economy for about, 7 months now. And President Trump will still win. Democrats were gleeful. And the Democratic states have the worst outcomes, the highest fatality rates, the greatest number of lives lost. 7, and this is unfortunate. And God bless those people, but this is unfortunate. But you also have these are the same governors that blame Trump for what they mismanaged. Go look at the New York Times, the worst outcomes objectively in aggregate numbers. How can Jonathan Swan go to Trump during, and this is the typical interview Trump has to deal with. Well, talking about a percentage of population. Yeah, and if you look at fatality rate, there's the top 4 states with the highest fatality rate are Democrat. 7 of the top 10 are Democrat. So obviously, it's going to hurt the numbers in aggregate for all 50 states combined. Go to the New York Times. In the New York Times, I'm not making it up. Then they say, well, cases are going up. Yeah, well, what's the survival rate? So, PJP72. Don't forget, Gore invented the internet. Exactly. Deplorable Dave. I am 50 points ahead. Deplorable Dave, thank you. Deplorable Dave, thank you so very, very much. Deplorable Dave, thank you. Thank you, Deplorable Dave, thank you. Scorp Target, the Boobaling. There should be a new Christmas song called Orange Christmas. Deplorable Dave, thank you. Scorp Target, thank you so very, very much. Deplorable Dave, thank you. Scorp Target, thank you. Ferris Bueller, Google search can't change my vote. It has been trending the past couple of days. Apparently, you can change your vote in most states, and people are doing it. Wow. Robert, because there's zero enthusiasm for Biden. But you look, ladies and gentlemen, and it's like you look, ladies and gentlemen, and it's like you have President Trump, who leads in enthusiasm. You have President Trump, who who right now you look and it's like there is a huge Karen, Hope, hello, Josh, hello, Karen, hello, Count Boobala, Turtle, please. Oh, Count Boobala, I don't feel. Oh, I can't even do it now. You know what? I don't have it this moment. Oh, Nancy, have you seen the Boobala interview? Oh yeah, I think you're gonna really enjoy it. You look, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot hide. You cannot hide. You simply cannot hide the truth. John, hello. You simply cannot hide the truth. And you can try your best to hide the truth. You can try your best to hide the truth. You can pretend that oh my goodness, people really missed me. Nancy, why don't you come over? The missus is making pumpkin pie. You know what looks like a pumpkin? Trump. That's right. Trump, 8 years. 2 terms, Nancy. Pumpkin Trump. Yes. Come on over. You can't hide the truth now, Jay. You can't hide the truth. You cannot hide the truth. And especially when especially when everyone on the planet is talking about, you can't hide the truth. When President Trump on his YouTube channel says, here's how you stop a zombie from entering the White House, and it's hilarious, like it's a spoof, like and of course it has Botox B trying to like smooch everyone. And it's like a person that looks like he's basically, I think somebody is watching my channel from the Trump administration. He basically said something like, how do you stop an exhumed body from becoming president? A pale look. He wants human flesh. And you see like Biden, like, yeah. And then the Democrats are like, look at the integrity and the love. I mean, we need this soul, nation soul. Like, what? I don't want to be slobbered over by people I don't know. This is really weird. No thanks. You keep your Botox B love. But it's like you get 5 million views. 5 million views, ladies and gentlemen. 5 million views. 5 million views on Trump's YouTube pertaining to his hilarious spoof on Botox B, the exhumed body. The man looks like an exhumed body. He looks like Tales from the Crypt. He doesn't have a stutter. There's nothing wrong with having a stutter. He doesn't even have a speech impediment. He has a brain impediment. He doesn't have a speech impediment. And this man, like, they had like a drive-in, like this drive-in rally where Trump supporters were honking their they were honking their horn. They were honking their horn, and you couldn't hear Botox B. You couldn't hear. But I think President Obama was there, and it's like. This is absolutely hilarious. And then that's when he said, oh, yeah, that's what the chump does. Chump and Trump. Deplorable Dave. Thank you. I am 50 points. Deplorable Scorp Target. The Boobaling. There should be a new Christmas song called I'm dreaming of an orange Christmas. Ah! Get out of my house. It's Christmas Eve. Get out of my house. Trump 8 years. Yeah. Scorp Target. Thank you. Ree is so, you know, Ferris Bueller. Google search. Can I change? Exactly. Can I change my vote? Apparently you can. It's amazing. Count Boobala. So, I mean, you look, ladies and gentlemen, and they're crumbling. They're crumbling now. They never really had a lead. That's the funny thing. Like, they say, like, oh, we have this big lead. Oh, yeah. We had this huge lead, and, you know, if Trump wins, that's because of the Russian supremacist disinformation from Mars. They can't even complain in a rational manner. They can't even complain in a rational, normal manner. They can't even complain. Like, what do they're not going to have James Clapper. They're not going to have John O'Brien. Oh, can you imagine Brennan? Could you imagine Brennan, the former has-been intelligence officials who committed perjury? Could you imagine their meltdown? This country will stand up to another 4 years of this petulant authoritarian and eviscerate him to where he's going to be thrust into the ash heap of history, and he worked with Russia again. They're just going to make things up. And could you imagine that they're going to turn on Comey? It's only a matter of time before they turn on Comey also. California veteran, thank you. Pumpkin pie. Oh, you love that pumpkin pie. Do not bring up California veteran, for the love of God. Scorp Target and I are telling you, for the love of God, don't have anyone over for Thanksgiving who don't have Bob and Margie over for Thanksgiving who are Democrats. Don't invite them over to your home. California veteran, don't do this. Don't invite Bob and Margie over to your home and be like, Bob, Margie, how are you? And be like, fine, it's so good to see you. It's good to see you too. We're not having any turkey. No turkey for Thanksgiving. No turkey. Whoa, what? Times are tough, huh? That's fine. Yeah, times are tough. Really tough because of the pandemic. I can't afford any turkey. I can't afford no turkey. You know what I could afford, though? You know what was on sale? What? Anything, as long as we're together. Why are you acting that way? You know what it was on sale that I could afford? That I couldn't afford because my state shut down and now has the worst numbers because it shut down. You want to know what I could afford? Yeah, what? A pumpkin pie. And sweet potatoes. Okay. Want some? Yeah, whatever, fine. What color is this pumpkin pie? Orange? Orange like what? What are you talking about? Orange like Trump! You get out of my house! I'm sorry. But California veteran, I had to do that for you. I'm sorry. New Gold Dream. New Gold Dream. Why is you're not seeing that? I know. If Biden wins, I have an excuse to stop. New Gold Dream. Anything they touch anything they touch is basically anything they touch is going to be a complete travesty. They're just anything they touch is going to be an absolute complete travesty and tragedy. New Gold Dream, thank you so very, very much. They want to mandate everything because they love to save lives, and it's very important. And also, what can I tell you? They want. They're wrong about everything, but they want the right to impose that belief that they're 100% right on things. You know what I mean? California veteran thing. Thank you for California veteran. New Gold Dream. Thank you so very much as always. New Gold Dream. Thank you. They just want that right that they're like ordained by God to control your lives, to help you, because they've been so. They've done so well during the pandemic, the blue states. Free and happy. All I can see is a sea of Biden signs in a swirling swamp of sadness. Bring on the pumpkin pie. Bring on the pumpkin pie. It's going to be an orange Christmas. Scorp Target was right. I'm dreaming of an orange Christmas. A Trump 8 years. What's that? A Trump 8 years. Free and happy, thank you. And they're gonna be like, oh my God, the environment, the climate change, and you could have saved the planet, but you picked Botox B, the exhumed body. And you cheated Bernie, so you're cursed with that too. Don't cheat Bernie. I have friends still, that one in particular that he's 100% normal, very rational, sane, but he's just not voting for Trump. He's a Democrat. Very rare. I have about 4 or 5 friends that are sane, rational Democrats, and then the rest are one step away from the loony bin in terms of their dislike for Trump. But I sent every once. I get these emails from one of my buddies. He's like, happy, Supreme Court will dismantle the ACA. Happy now, happy. And I'm like, I just shouldn't have cheated Bernie. my reaction, my rebuttal is just the same always. And there's something he doesn't like about Trump, and Trump's doing this. You're for this, huh? Like, shouldn't have cheated Bernie. You cheated Bernie Sanders, didn't you? You cheated Bernie Sanders. He shouldn't have cheated Bernie Sanders. You're going to lose every election, and you'll get Pyrrhic victories like the House. In fact, I'm very happy that this one person did a whole video on me and got 30,000 views. I'm not well known at all. Nobody knows who I am, but enough people know who I am. So you got 30,000 views, and still within the comments section, people were defending me. Fine. I said that Senate was going to go Republican, so that's I got Amy Coney Barrett there. But I'm glad AOC's in the House. God bless her. Very good, very good. It's just anything to funnel votes back into the Democratic Party so they could lose again during an election. That's good for me. Free and happy, thank you. New Gold Dream. Time for Fauci. November 30th. He's acting like a deep state. Yeah, New Gold Dream. I don't understand. I don't understand something. New Gold Dream. I don't understand how. In times past, we've had, in terms of during Eisenhower, let's see, hold on one second. Eisenhower. $116,000 Americans lost their lives from 19 57 to 58 pandemic. Okay? This is the CDC. 1.1 million worldwide, 116,000. And as a percentage of the population, then it was I would say what a higher percentage. Well, a great percentage of the population. Let's put it that way. They didn't shut down the entire United States economy. Okay. We used to be able to deal with things without this. Certain things were off the table, like going homeless. That was generally not even thought of. Or like health. When you say people's economic security is linked to health, you know, and the Democrats confuse, well, just use stimulus checks. Well, but we need an economy. You can't live. This can't be Mad Max, which they're fine with also. They're fine with Mad Max. They're fine. We're going to look back at this time, and it's not going to be like... It won't be Trump that is criticized. There will be books written about how power-hungry politicians and dishonest and disingenuous media made things infinitely worse for a lot of people. A lot of people. New Gold Dream, thank you so much, New Gold Dream. Thank you so much. J-Spot51. Yeah, all 12 of them, free and happy. Free and happy. Biden. Free and happy said, all I can see is a Biden signs in a swirling swamp of sadness. Pretty much. Bring on the pumpkin pie. That's right. That's right. Exactly, Karen. PJP72, strange in New Hampshire. We were 100% open. Have been for months now. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Exactly. Oh, my God. PJP72. PJP72. I look like I'm holding up like the supermarket every time I go out. I'm rocking this with the mask. It's like... PJP72, thank you. William R. Abrams. Grow a Burt Reynolds mustache. You know what? I think... I need Rogaine on my face because I can't really grow a really fantastic mustache or beard. It's subpar. It's just subpar. Grow a Burt Reynolds stash. I'd look like I'm starring in one of Hunter Biden's movies if I did that. But William R. Abrams, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's just, ladies and gentlemen, this, ladies and gentlemen, is... Well, let's get to the Trafalgar poll. It's only been an hour. You go to Trafalgar right now. Let's see. Trafalgar. And they're like, it's hilarious too because the pollsters who were wrong in 2016, Trafalgar and Rasmussen were right, but they're going after Trafalgar and they're saying, well, your methodology is wrong. It's like, what? Like, and they're like, if they were right, but they got lucky. It's like, so what? Are you kidding me? Like, oh, by the way, congratulations to the Dodgers. Oh my God. Oh my God. The 7th World Championship. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers. That was a great game. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Just amazing. Amazing game. Kershaw finally gets the win. The last inning was fantastic. So, and hey, a ring is a ring. So they say, well, 2020 doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's a ring. It doesn't matter. You won the World Series, so it doesn't matter. This is the same. They got the same ring as the 27 Yankees, 86 Mets, the same ring. You can't. There are no asterisks, no asterisks at all. So, but Luke St. Martin, thank you. Yeah, I mean, Paul Bartlett and everybody here, New Gold Dream, Faith, everyone here, Harry, hello. Scorp Target, Deplorable Dave, PJP72, everybody here, Old School Dad Man, everybody here. Be here at what? I mean, next Tuesday, this is the funny thing. They don't realize that President Trump's going 8 years. And they don't realize that Latino voters and black voters are going to give President Trump the victory. You're not going to have Chelsea Handler or Bette Midler or Robert De Niro. They're not going to be able to save the Democratic Party this Tuesday. It's not going to. They are going to. This era of liberal politics was drunk on power. They were drunk off of their own hubris, and they're going to experience the consequences politically of their treachery. That's not anything I hope. That's just what's going to happen, because when you lose 2 straight elections to a man who doesn't give a you-know-what about what you think. So Trump, he is their kryptonite. They just can't touch him. They can't touch him, and they'll have less to work with because their credibility will be completely and utterly shot. They will not be able to... Jason, thank you. God bless you. Thank you, Jason. They will not be able to... thank you, August. They will not be able to continue with the apoplectic media coverage. They just won't be able to continue. They just will not be able to. It's not feasible. This is what they've tried to do, and the Lincoln Project taught them really bad things. What they've tried to do is repeat the same mistakes that were made in the early 2000s. The early 2000s Republicans were horrendous. And then you have Democrats from 2016, well, earlier than that, but the Democrats of today are a different form, or different, like a reincarnation of the early 2000s Republicans. You cannot try to denigrate and insult and demean. You can't do that to people. You can't do that to people and expect a good outcome. But here, 2020 presidential, Pennsylvania, Trump 48.4, Biden 47.6. Now, there has to be a tremendous showing on Election Day for Trump to win Pennsylvania. But Republicans just show up in Michigan, they'll win. So Trump supporters just show up in Michigan, they'll win. So 48.4, an hour into it, 48.4 to 47.6 Trafalgar. North Carolina, Trump is up. They're not going to win North Carolina or Georgia or Arizona or Texas. Like, I'm not going into 2020 expecting to win Minnesota. Well, I'm pretty confident President Trump will do very well, and he could win. But see, I'm not expecting to win Wisconsin, Michigan, or Pennsylvania. But he did win those 3 states, and he will win at least one, including very, very likely Minnesota. I think he's going to win Minnesota. And I think he'll win Nevada. And I think he'll win Michigan. And there's a good chance he wins Wisconsin. Either way, it's going to be a decisive victory. Democrats are done for not only the next 4 years, they've lost. Who do they have on deck? Who do they have going into 2024? Nobody. They have literally nobody. Bernie will still be 4 years from now. You know what? This political revolution. Oh, no, not you again, Elizabeth. Oh, no. You know what, Elizabeth? I've given up. That's it. Lizzie, hello? I'm done. I'm out of politics now. I was going to run again in 2024, and now you spread a rumor about me that I said only a Russian woman could win, but no American woman could win, and you made up just like you made up before that I said a woman couldn't win, and I don't want to. No, you know what? You've won. You go ahead and win. And then 1,032nd, she'll lose again. So they have nothing. They have absolutely nobody. Paul Bartlett, hello. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul, again. PJP72. Pennsylvania's, yeah. I know. Democrats don't realize that when something bad happens, you cannot simply always blame Trump. It doesn't really work that way. It's like, it's under your watch. Yeah, but people also ask, well, what did he do specifically? What did he do specifically did Trump did he create the pandemic? No. It's a global issue. In the phrase global pandemic, there's an understanding that it's happening throughout the world. Okay? Trump didn't go to other countries. And, he's not responsible for what's taking place in other countries. The Tony Bubala story is coming out. They're not going to be able to, hide it for very long. And they haven't hid anything. Everybody knows what's going on. Everyone's talking about it. This has already done them in. They think they're like, well, we could just, you know what? If we just run out the clock, but you're not even up. How are you going to run out the clock when you're not even up? How does that? Only Democrats would want to run out the clock when they're behind. We're down by 5. Let's run out the clock. Well, you're really smart. Scorp target! I shaved my beard the other day and only have a mustache left. Maybe I should dye it orange. Scorp target, hello. Hello, Scorp target. I shaved my beard. Scorp target. Exactly. Anything orange. Orange is the new insane asylum for Democrats. Pretty much anything that reminds them of Trump. And if they had trouble with their marriages before Trump, because marriages were, I'm not joking. It's not, I'm not gleeful about this. This is horrible. But Scorp target, everybody here. Divorce. Here. Hold on, let's see. I might still be married if Trump wasn't president. Oh my God. Hold on. Donald Trump is destroying my marriage. New York. This is New York Magazine. From the people who brought you, Lubin Dubin present. No, that was New Yorker. Sorry, that was another publication linked to the intelligentsia. Donald Trump is destroying my marriage. I'm not even going to read this here, but like, you have people who like were never into politics, but suddenly they're into politics, and it's like, I'm suddenly moral now, and I have this moral and foundation. I just found it, when Trump became president. I didn't know what's going on before, but I don't know. Oh, this is good. If you were married to a Trump supporter, divorce them. This is Harper's Bazaar. This is fantastic. This is the best. The unfortunate truth about being in a relationship with someone who supports Donald Trump. Oh my God, this is fantastic. Supporting Trump at this point does not indicate a difference of opinions. It indicates a difference of values. So, do you value a 100-to-1 sentencing disparity that targets black and Latino citizens and people of color and shields people like the vice president's son for the same narcotic under the crime bill? Do you value destroying countries in a failed NATO intervention? Do you value leaving American soldiers in never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts? If you do, then Democrats are for you. I love, like, suddenly a difference in political opinions. Now, this is about morality. Well, do you believe Tara Reid? Huh? Well, Trump is worse. Yeah, but if you run by a moral principle, you shouldn't care who's worse. Or like, I don't say like, well, the Lincoln Project is they're for interventions, but Trump has sold arms to people, so it's just the same. No, some things are worse. Some things are a lot worse, like what Tony Bubala was talking about. When you have Democrats talking about a difference of values, they don't realize how putrid and how disingenuous and nefarious and how horrible everything from foreign policy to criminal justice has been under Democrats. They don't ever vacation in Tripoli or Baghdad or Damascus or Kabul. The reason they don't is because they don't believe in their foreign policy that they think is full of morality and values. They have engaged in the worst foreign policy debacles we've had in this country. They have pushed the crime bills. They have consumed poisonous water in Flint and said it's safe to drink. They have presided over Standing Rock doing nothing while people were brutalized. These are they've cheated their own political candidate, but Trump is mean, so that suddenly they have the moral high ground. A new goal score target. Thank you. New goal dream. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, with Tulsi Gabbard would be a formidable ticket in 2024. Tulsi Gabbard, I think, new goal dream. Tulsi Gabbard should run as a Republican. I don't know how that would work because she also wants Medicare for all. But the Democratic Party will never, ever, ever allow Tulsi Gabbard to. They will simply never allow Tulsi Gabbard to They'll never, ever allow Tulsi Gabbard to have a functioning campaign because Democrats cannot. They don't allow anyone to disagree with them. They don't allow anyone to disagree with them. So you have to be completely on board with the Democratic Party in terms of foreign policy, everything. Notice how nobody is really talking about foreign policy in terms of and the Democrats aren't talking about foreign policy. They never talk about foreign policy. They never talk about foreign policy. Their idea of foreign policy is protecting the country from Facebook ads. That's what they really think is like really important in life. That's it. Facebook ads. Facebook ads. Facebook ads. That's what gets them going. And now suppressing stories gets them going too. So, New Gold Dream, thank you so very, very much. That's right, Joshua Munn, Lakers and Dodgers. I mean, that's pretty awesome. And people will say, "Oh, it's 2020." Well, so what? That's not. There's no asterisk. There's no. It is. These are championships. You know, a case could be made that it was even more difficult. You know, a case could be made that you know, that you had to deal with all of this and still had the wherewithal to win 2 championships. So, still had what it takes to win 2 championships. So, I mean, I think when President Trump wins again on election night, it's going to validate everyone who. It's going to validate and reward everyone who voted for President Trump or said they were going to vote for President Trump despite any harassment. These people who decide that suddenly values are at stake, they need to go fly to Libya and have a vacation there. And if they say, well, you know, anything that proves their absurd arguments wrong, they then say, oh, well, then you're conflating the situation. It's like, well, no. Foreign policy is the most important thing, is the most important topic that actually, unfortunately, media and a great many people aren't talking about. You want to end interventions, endless military counterinsurgency conflicts, interventions, regime changes. Democrats have the Lincoln Project. People there, the neoconservatives there. There is no American left. You can't have Bernie Sanders and the Lincoln Project on the same political side. That makes no sense at all. Okay. President Trump has removed soldiers, Americans, from endless counterinsurgency conflict. He's ended officially the war in Afghanistan. Domestically, President Trump has allocated more funding to historically black colleges and universities than any president ever. This is a fact, and made the funding permanent. That is a fantastic and a good thing. I don't think. How can you be a supremacist if you do that? How can you be a racist if you do that? But notice how, you know, Botox B is never. They never view him to be a racist. Even though he's actually done things like the crime bill, like the crime bill that have harmed. The Democrats have actually pushed for policies that actually harmed people of color. And Trump is the bad person. Or Trump is the supremacist because he speaks to people subliminally. signs the First Step Act to address issues that were created by people like Biden. And we had record low unemployment, record low Black and Latino unemployment. The country was doing very well. Then it was blindsided. Then Democrats tried to, everything is like they're so apoplectic. And that's the way Republicans were for the first couple of years of President Obama. Also, it didn't work out. That's the way Republicans were as well. During the first couple of years during the Bush administration. Everything was apoplectic. Everything was, if you don't agree with us, then you're on the wrong side of history, and da-da-da-da-da, and all this. It doesn't work out. That mentality does not work out well. Ladies and gentlemen, New Gold Dream, thank you. Armadillo Tax. HG, do you think Rush Limbaugh will retire after Trump wins next week? God bless Rush Limbaugh. I know he's dealing with health issues. I want him to be healthy, and it was really, really great. He shared one of my articles in the Federalist, like 2 days straight in one of his shows last year. I hope so. Well, I mean, I want him to stay forever on the air, but I just hope he gets healthy and happy, and I hope he's okay. I do remember that he had health issues, so God bless him. God bless you, Armadillo Tex. Thank you. PJP72. November 4th, Trump starts a Scorched Earth tour. He said, say my name, say it, I'm coming for Tales from the Crypt. The Golden Moo-Moo. The Golden Moo-Moo. Hello. The Golden Moo-Moo, I love you. I love you, the Golden Moo-Moo. The Golden Moo-Moo, we're waiting. I'm waiting. The Golden Moo-Moo, thank you so very much. Thank you for, if you're also I'm Talking, thank you as well. But the Golden Moo-Moo, thank you so very, very, very much, as always. The Golden Moo-Moo, thank you. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. Be here November 3rd. Be here November 3rd. It's going to be amazing. It is going to be absolutely amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. Be here in about 10 minutes. Golden Moo-Moo, everyone here. Be here in about 10 minutes. Paul Bartlett, thank you again. Thank you, everybody. Paul, thank you again. So kind of you. And everyone, thank you. I'll be back tomorrow, obviously, 1 p.m. Be here, but 1 p.m., 9 p.m. every day. If you want to be part of a newsletter, everyone, it's contactgoodman78@gmail.com. Eric and Luke, thank you so very much, gentlemen. Be here in about 10 minutes. In about 10 minutes, everybody, I'll have my upload on this channel. Thanks, everybody. To my super chat, God bless. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.